Imagine a woman who works hard, does everything right, earns money, saves money, and still feels anxious about her future. She worries about bills, retirement, relationships, and what would happen if her income stopped. This is the emotional starting point of Rich Woman. Kim Kiyosaki opens the book by speaking directly to women who feel trapped by money stress, confusion, or dependence, even when they appear successful on the outside. The core message of the book is simple but powerful. A rich woman is not defined by how much money she has, but by how much control she has over her financial life. Financial freedom, confidence, and independence are skills that can be learned, and women deserve to learn them for themselves, not rely on someone else to handle money on their behalf. Kim explains early on that many women grow up being taught to avoid money conversations. Money is often framed as something complicated, risky, or not feminine. Instead of learning about investing, assets, and financial decision-making, many women are encouraged to focus on security, saving, and dependence on a spouse, employer, or system. This creates a dangerous gap between effort and empowerment. Women may work hard all their lives, but still lack true financial control. The book challenges the idea that being financially supported equals being safe. Kim shares personal stories of women who trusted husbands, partners, employers, or governments to take care of them, only to be left vulnerable by divorce, death, job loss, or economic change. The emotional pain in these stories is not just about money, it is about betrayal, fear, and the loss of identity that comes when financial power is taken away. Kim emphasizes that money is deeply emotional. Women often tie money to love, safety, approval, and self-worth. Because of this, many women avoid looking at their finances directly. Avoidance feels safer than facing fear, confusion, or shame. But avoidance silently gives away power. The book repeatedly reinforces the idea that clarity creates confidence, and confidence creates freedom. A major theme throughout Rich Woman is financial education. Kim argues that women are not bad with money, they are undereducated about it. Traditional education rarely teaches how money really works. Schools teach how to earn income, not how to build wealth. They teach how to be employees, not investors or business owners. Kim explains that wealth is built by owning assets that generate income, not by working harder or saving more from a paycheck. She explains the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Many women live in a cycle where their income only comes from their labor. When they stop working, the money stops. True financial freedom comes from building systems and assets that generate income whether you are working or not. This idea becomes a turning point for many readers. Kim also talks about fear, especially fear of investing. Women are often taught to avoid risk, but avoiding risk completely is itself a risk. Inflation, taxes, and economic change slowly erode savings. Kim reframes investing not as gambling, but as education plus action. The more you learn, the less risky investing becomes. Throughout the book, Kim uses stories of real women who started from different places. Some were stay-at-home mothers, some were professionals, some were divorced, some were widowed. Many had little confidence at the beginning. What they shared was not luck or intelligence, but willingness to learn and take responsibility. These stories reinforce the idea that financial strength is not about age, background, or income level. Another powerful theme in the book is independence within relationships. Kim does not argue against marriage or partnership. Instead, she advocates for financial equality and awareness. She warns that blindly trusting someone else with money decisions can destroy trust in the long run. True partnership comes from transparency and shared knowledge, not secrecy or avoidance. Kim encourages women to know their numbers. This includes income, expenses, debts, assets, and cash flow. Many women feel intimidated by numbers, but Kim reframes them as neutral information, not judgments. Numbers tell a story, and understanding that story allows women to make choices instead of reacting to crises. The book also explores the difference between being busy and being productive. Many women are exhausted from juggling work, family, and responsibilities, yet still feel financially stuck. Kim explains that busyness does not equal progress. Wealth building requires intentional thinking, planning, and learning, not just effort. Kim introduces the concept of mindset as a financial tool. Beliefs about money shape behavior. If a woman believes money is scarce, dangerous, or evil, she will subconsciously push it away. If she believes she is not smart enough to handle money, she will hand decisions to others. Changing financial results requires changing internal dialogue. She addresses guilt directly. Many women feel guilty wanting more money, especially if they are already surviving. Kim challenges this mindset by framing wealth as a tool for choice, generosity, and impact. Financial freedom allows women to leave unhealthy situations, support causes they care about, and create opportunities for their families and communities. The book also discusses entrepreneurship as a path to empowerment. Kim explains that starting a business is not just about profit, but about personal growth. Business ownership forces learning about systems, leadership, communication, and money management. Even small businesses can become powerful assets when structured correctly. Kim is honest about failure. She explains that mistakes are part of learning, especially in investing and business. Women are often conditioned to seek perfection, which leads to paralysis. Kim reframes mistakes as feedback, not failure. Each experience builds financial intelligence. Another recurring theme is taking responsibility without blame. Many women have experienced financial harm caused by others. Kim acknowledges this pain, but emphasizes that reclaiming power starts with taking ownership of the future. Responsibility is not about fault, it's about control. The book also explores time as a critical asset. Kim explains that time is more valuable than money because it cannot be replaced. Building income-producing assets buys time. Financial dependence steals time by forcing people to stay in jobs or relationships they dislike. Freedom is ultimately about how you spend your days. Kim talks about courage as a muscle. Confidence does not come before action, it comes from action. Each small financial decision builds strength. Waiting to feel ready keeps women stuck. Learning happens by doing, not by waiting for certainty. She also challenges the idea of retirement as an end goal. Instead of working for decades and hoping savings last, Kim encourages designing a life where income flows continuously. This mindset reduces fear and increases flexibility at every age. The book emphasizes community and mentorship. Learning money alone can feel overwhelming. Kim encourages women to seek teachers, groups, and networks that support growth. Isolation keeps fear alive, while shared learning builds momentum. Kim also addresses emotional healing around money. Past experiences, family patterns, and cultural messages all shape financial behavior. Awareness of these patterns allows women to consciously choose new ones instead of repeating the past. As the book progresses, the tone becomes more empowering and less instructional. The message shifts from "learn this" to "you are capable." Kim reinforces that financial intelligence is not a personality trait, it's a skill set. By the end of the book, the definition of a rich woman becomes very clear. A rich woman is someone who understands money, makes informed choices, and lives with confidence rather than fear. She does not avoid money conversations. She does not outsource her power. She uses money as a tool, not a source of identity or stress. Kim closes with the idea that financial freedom is not just personal. When women become financially educated and independent, families change, communities change, and future generations change. Teaching girls about money early creates a ripple effect that lasts decades. The book ultimately is not about becoming wealthy overnight. It's about waking up to the reality that financial dependence is fragile, waking up to the truth that knowledge creates options, and waking up to the belief that women deserve to be powerful stewards of their financial lives. If you take one message from Rich Woman, it is this: Money is not something to fear or avoid, it is something to understand, and understanding leads to freedom. So if you are a woman who has ever felt anxious about money, dependent on someone else, or unsure about your financial future, this book speaks directly to you. It tells you that you are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not incapable. You are simply ready to learn. And that is where every rich woman begins. If you found this summary helpful, take a moment to reflect on your own relationship with money. Awareness is the first step towards empowerment. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.